Boxing is a very interesting sport where the fighter is the employer, the trainer is the employee, but it's one of the few industries where the employee tells the employer what to do. So my first boxing memory was when I was 3 or 4 and I got a pair of boxing gloves. And another memory was when my father came back in the early hours of the morning wearing white leather shoes, white pants, and a white Sanyo tracksuit, sponsored at the time. And I remember asking him, "Where were you?" And he said to me he was at the boxing. And I think I was 5 or 6 at the time. And I said, I want to go with. And he was like, "You're still too young." Then I nagged him for a year or 2, and eventually at the age of 7 I was taken to a boxing gym. And I fell in love with it, and I've never looked back. I'm very passionate about boxing. Boxing's given me the ability to improve lives, not just only in the boxing ring, but around boxing. And it's certainly given me a very special life. When I started in this industry, I opened the gym in 2000. I was still doing Simunya Grooves. I was an SABC presenter. And it's interesting that, the people and the generations that I've grown up with to a point, guys still stop me and say, "Yeah, I remember you as a Simunya presenter." My first job as a trainer came in 2001, a year after opening the gym. And I applied for my trainer's license, and the next thing I won, as a trainer. And I was thinking, well, maybe I can do this, And that was away from my late father. That was away from Cape Town, because I'm from Cape Town. I started my boxing career as a bucket boy in Cape Town. And then, for the guys, when I first started, they were very skeptical, because you can't get credibility in a sport when you can't produce the results. So there were a lot of doubters. Everyone thought, well, this TV guy, what does he know about boxing? They didn't know my history in boxing. They didn't know where I came from. They didn't understand that I used to eat, sleep, and drink and breathe, I still do, boxing. I always knew that I was going to be in boxing. I always knew that at some point in my life I would give something to boxing. I just didn't realize it would dominate my life the way it has. We've produced over 40 championships in the gym. The success has been mind-blowing, actually. I would think that we firmly the strongest boxing gym, not only in South Africa, but in Africa. We've got several world champions, a linear world champion in Heki, the executioner Butler. We've got Maruti Mtalani, Simpu Konko, Azinga Fozili. We've got some really, really talented fighters. I'm just blessed that I hang out with talent. I've always dreamed of the success that I'm having, but now I'm actually living the success. And see, I told you, get me in a good mood. I never, it's like this, right? I've never, maybe once or twice in the last 17 years of doing this independently, have I ever sat back and I thought, you know what, Colin? Yeah, you're doing okay. Even when I won the Boxing Trainer of the Year award, or even being nominated and the only African on the WBC Trainers Committee, I've never really had time, because I've always been so busy and I've always been preoccupied with the next fight, doing matchmaking or doing this or doing that, that I've never really had time to appreciate my career. For me, training and managing fighters, I look for flair, charisma, a fighter who can fight, obviously good fundamentals, a decent jaw, and also I look at the loyalty aspect. If a fighter comes to me and he's had 10 fights with 5 trainers already, coming to his 11th fight with me, I'm not going to look at him, because where's the loyalty? He stiffed those trainers, chances are he's going to stiff me as well. So I look at the person's character and also natural amateur background, what kind of fighter he is or she is, because I don't discriminate, I train females. And that's what I look at. I look at those kind of things. Let's be honest, boxing is not a nice sport. There's no niceties about the sport. It's a hard sport. And those are the kind of things that I look for when assessing a fighter, and how will that fighter do under my guidance. I wouldn't say it's a good career to get into. I would say it's a very hard, humbling career to get into. But if you can crack it, it's a very rewarding career. What I mean by that, what I mean by rewarding career, you get a fighter, and let's be honest, boxing is one of those sports where guys from disadvantaged backgrounds generally excel in the sport. Hardened guys, guys who know what it's like to struggle. They come from various bad situations, broken home, abuse in the household, maybe financial constraints, not having enough food in the stomach. You've heard of so many fighters when they were growing up, they went to school hungry, or didn't have any clothes to wear. A fighter comes into your life from the beginning, let's just say, or he's down and out. He's got potential. And I've seen it so many times before. A fighter walks into my gym, he can't afford a pair of shoes. And 3 years later, he's a champion, and he's building his parents a house. That's rewarding. Fighters turn professional for 2 reasons: to become champion of the world, and to become financially secure, and to make money with his 2 hands. And I'm a facilitator in that. So I wouldn't call it a good career. I think it's a difficult, hard, challenging career, but a great, rewarding career if you can get it right. Azinga Fazili came with a massive amateur pedigree. He was trained from the beginning with his former trainer. There was a lot of controversy on him leaving his former trainer to join me. Azinga reached out to me. I started a company several months ago called No Doubt Management, and I was asked by Rumble Africa to advise them, and I became the international advisor for Rumble Africa under my company, No Doubt Management. So I was steering the ship for Azinga before he joined me, with regards to getting him the ratings, getting him the right opponents, getting him the right fights. He became IBF Africa champion at the 130-pound limit with me, and then we started climbing the ratings. And then after his fight that I started facilitating Rumble in, he reached out to me and said to me, would I mind taking him over? Now, here's a world-class fighter. I've got world champions and world-class fighters in my gym. I'm not going to turn that down. I'm not going to turn him down. His former trainer obviously was very unhappy about the situation. He felt that I was out to poach Azinga from the beginning, and I wasn't. There was a lot of things said by him in the media and in the press, which I really don't want to carry on talking about, because it's in the past, and it took its toll on me emotionally, especially with 1 or 2 of the things he said. I'm still very upset about it. Maybe one day we'll be okay, but now we're not. We're not okay right now. Don't hate the guy. I don't wish any harm or evil upon the guy. I just don't want to know the guy right now. We've had a fight together. We had a very hard fight together in Malcolm Claassen. A lot of people thought we were biting off more than what we could chew at the time. But I knew the time was right for Azinga, even if he wasn't with me, for him to step up. We needed to step up because he was unbeaten in 11 fights, but he was in the world rating. So we needed to know, how good is this kid? How far can he go? Is he what people think he is? And his 12th fight was with me, and he passed with flying colors. I mean, you know the result. He ended up stopping Malcolm in 4 rounds. Very one-sided 4 rounds, with Malcolm turning his back after being dropped twice. Malcolm might not be what he was, but no one has done that to Malcolm Claassen. Loyalty is something you can't buy in the sport of boxing, and my fighters know, when it comes down to it, I will fight every inch for them. And my fighters in my career will always come first. No one else, because without the fighter, I'm no one. The fighters make the trainer, they make the manager, they make the promoter. They are the stars of this show. We're just part of the cast.
Yep, this is Flip Cheesy Easy Baby. Yeah, man. And thank you so much for watching the video till this far. It really means a lot to us as a channel. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Be part of the family for you not to miss any of this informative content. And if you have subscribed to the channel, thank you so much. And also would like to thank Colin Nathan for giving us his time to share the knowledge. Till the next episode, knowledge, it's power. Remember that. Bye bye.